Hello everyone, once again we are back with chapter number 7 and chapter is going on. Today we are going to discuss the law of variable proportion and its assumptions. So student, for exam point of view, this question is important. 3 mark question is there. So you can prepare this question definitely or frequently this question is being asked in the board examination. So we are going to start this topic, law of variable proportion. Previously or yesterday we have discussed about returns to a factor, increasing return, constant return and diminishing return. So this is also linked with that law of variable proportion. It will help you to understand the law. So today we will discuss that law of variable proportion and its assumptions, and we will also discuss about the illustration of that law with the help of diagram. So let us start with that statement. But first we are going to discuss that law of variable proportions, variations in output that results from applying different quantities of a variable factor to the given quantity of a fixed factor are assumed up in the form of hypothesis of or law known as law of variable proportion. So in simple words, if we are saying, so if we are keeping that factors of production, means fixed factor we are having, and variable factor we are increasing. So fixed factor means machines, that is fixed, and variable factor we are increasing one by one by one. So whatever the change in that output, that is defined by the law of variable proportion. So we can take the example of machine, as I have given you yesterday, that one machine is having the strength of 5 workers. If we are having one worker, then it is not optimically used. While we are having 2 workers, then more output is there, 3 workers, more output is there, and on 5 workers it is used optimum. And afterwards what will happen, that output may start decline or by decreasing rate. So we'll discuss that law. First of all, we are going to the statement. The law of variable proportion states that more and more unit of a variable factor. So here you have to underline more and more unit of a variable factor. So are applied on the given quantity of fixed factor, total product may increase at increasing rate initially, but eventually increase at diminishing rate. So these 3-4 points are there in this law. First one is more and more units of variable factor, means we are increasing the labor that we are considering as the variable factor, and fixed factor is their machine. So we are not having that, we are not changing the capacity of the plant, that is fixed. So what is there, initially increase with an increasing rate. So in starting till when that optimum limit is not utilized, that TP is increasing rapidly, but afterwards what happens, increase at a diminishing rate, means after becoming constant it starts, TP starts declining, means it starts with the decreasing rate. So this is the law of variable proportion. I hope you understood. Means after that limit of that machine, if overcrowding is there, then it will start declining, TP will start declining. So here we are not discussing about AP and MP, only we are discussing about TP. So first of all TP will increase, then remain constant, and then start declining. So initially it increase, then constant, and afterwards it start declining. When overcrowding is there, then it may have declining one. So now we are going to discuss another statement by Samuelson. So an increase in some input relative to other fixed inputs will in a given state of technology cause output to increase in an increasing rate, but after a point extra output resulting from the same addition of extra input will become less and less. So same thing is there, if we are not changing the technology, it means machine part is fixed. Then what is there, if you are increasing, if you are willing to increase output, then we are increasing the labor, and increasing rate in starting it is increasing, means as well as we are increasing that labor, that output is increasing by the increasing rate. But after a point, means after that constant one, what will happen? It will start less and less. Why? The same thing is there, that overcrowding will be there on machine, and it is not possible to increase the production. Then production will start decline after reaching the constant limit or optimum limit. So first we are going to discuss about the assumptions, then we will go through about the law or illustration of law with the help of diagram. So first we are going to discuss first point, the state of technology is given remain unchanged. So if technology will change, then what will happen? After changing the technology, that things will change. What things will change? That we cannot uh, predict that production. Why? Because if technology will change, then labor is not having a factor. Advanced technology is technology updated, then variable factor is not a issue. So in that case, law of variable proportion is not applicable. So second one, it is assumed that some inputs are kept fixed. So all that factors are not being changed in that law of variable proportion. Only one factor is being changed, and rest of the factors are fixed. Only one factor can be changed. So now third one, it is assumed that technology is such that possible to change the factor proportions. The law will not apply in a situation where factors of proportion must be used in fixed proportion. So we are not using that variable factor in the proportion of the fixed factor. So we are increasing variable factor, and fixed factor is not being changed. So while we are having the change in proportion of fixed factor and variable factor, then we cannot apply law of variable proportion. It is applied only that fixed factor are fixed, we are not changing that one, and variable factor are increasing. So last one, that all the units of that variable factor are homogeneous, means all the laborers are having same capacity, same skills, they are not having that specified skills, otherwise that law of variable proportion is not applicable. So four conditions are there. First one, technology should not change. Second one, that fixed factor should be fixed, or proportionate change should not be there in the variable factor and the fixed factor. And third one, law will not apply in the situation where factors of production must be used in fixed proportion. Means if we are increasing with the ratio of variable factor, the fixed factor, then it is not applicable. And last one, that units of that variable factors are homogeneous, means same capacity, no specified skills are there in the laborers, otherwise this is not applicable. So I hope you understood this one. Now we are going for the illustration of law. So you can go through with the help of table which is given in your book on page number 120. So first we are going through TP. So you see that TP is increasing as well as we are increasing that factor of production, variable factor. So variable factor is increasing 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and it increases from 100 to 650. So it is increasing in first stage, and then in second stage if we are discussing, then it reached from 750 till 880. So it is increasing, but not in such a way in which it was increasing in the first stage. So it reached till here, and that is known as constant one. Means that afterwards that no increment is there. So you can check that after the application of unit number 9, then there is no change. Means 880, 8 unit and 9 unit both are having the same output, total production. So there is no change, that is that optimum stage, and where mu will be 0, and while we are MP will be 0, and afterwards if we are continuing that applying this variable factor, means we have applied 10 and 11, so it will reach from 880 till 770, it means it starts declining. So this is the first condition for these all three states, means TP I have explained you in first stage, second stage and third stage. So I hope so it is clear. Now I am going through MP. So go through with the MP. You can see here that in first stage, it is already identified in your book. In this diagram we are having first stage, second stage and third stage. So in first stage, if you are watching MP, then it is increasing by increasing rate. You can see here MP, it is increasing by increasing rate. And then after second stage, it starts declining. You can see here. And then what will happen? After second stage, in third stage, you are watching that MP becomes negative. So in second stage, it becomes 0. And afterwards, it starts negative. MP will be negative in third stage. Third stage. Why? Because TP starts declining. Why it is happening? The same logic is there, overcrowding is there, and we have used optimum resources on 0. Means where MP is 0, there maximum utilization of resources is there, and afterwards while we are going on and on for increasing the variable factor, then MP will be negative. It means that firm may go in loss and TP starts declining. Now we are discussing about AP. What is that condition for AP? Let me clear this one. So AP you are watching in first stage, that is it is increasing, but not as MP is increasing. It is increasing slowly. And then we are discussing about second stage. It starts declining. And then third stage also declining, but not negative. AP cannot be negative because production will continue. So you can go through that AP is increasing in first stage, second stage it is declining, but in third stage also it is not negative, continues declining. While it is not negative, because if TP is there, it means AP is there. So AP cannot be negative, but MP can be negative, because after that maximum utilization of resources, if overcrowding we are doing, then it may go negative. So I hope you understood this one. Now we are going to discuss about this TP, MP and AP, stage 1, stage 2, stage 3. So we have already discussed with the help of table. Again we are revising that one, that initially increases at an increasing rate and subsequently at diminishing rate. So I have just now we have discussed TP was increasing in first stage by increasing rate, and in second stage it was increasing with the diminishing rate, and third stage it starts declining. So I hope so this is clear. Just now I explained with the help of this diagram. Second, MP increasing first and reaches to maximum. So you can see with the help of table that in first stage it reached till maximum limit 130, and then second stage it decline or decreases and becomes 0. Means when optimum resources are utilized, then it becomes 0. And then afterwards when we are reaching the third stage, then it starts negative, means overcrowding is there. So now we are going to discuss about AP. So if we are discussing about AP, then it increases so 100 to 130 in first stage, and second stage it goes down. It goes down from 120 to 97.7, and in third stage it becomes 77. It means it is declining in second and third stage after reaching the maximum state. And then what happens? It cannot be negative because TP is going on. TP is having something, so AP cannot be negative. AP was having its maximum limit on 130. 130 was there in first stage. So in first stage AP is on maximum limit, and afterwards it starts declining. Why it start declining? Because the machine which we were having, that was having strength of 5 workers, and 5 workers were employed in first stage. Afterwards we are increasing the number of laborers continuously, so that production is decreasing, or average production is declining continuously. And whenever we have reached till AP sorry, TP is reached in constant state, means when MP remains 0, then what happens? Then we have utilized enough, means now what may happen, if we are overcrowding, then machine may collapse, means MP may go in -1. You can see so that after that 10th unit the TP starts decline. Sorry, after that 9th unit the TP starts decline. Why it starts decline? Because due to overcrowding, that machine may collapse and total production may be reduced. So it was not declining from 1 to 9 unit, but when we have imposed 10 unit, then it starts decline. Why? Because due to overcrowd, that there is some drawbacks in the machines and machine is not working, and that's why that MP is negative, and that's why it is continuously increasing if we are increasing the number of workers. So that's all for today. Stay home, stay safe. I hope you understood the topic. Your doubts are invited. If you are having any doubt, any topic, then you can discuss with me in the comment section. You can write. Next week we are going to discuss about the project and we will finish this chapter this week.